Games Arcade here with another pinball pickup. This one I actually stumbled upon today while out garage sailing. So this thing is an Williams Aztec. Found this at an estate sale. I'll get my phone number there. I started to clean it up, but before I get going, I wanted to just kind of show the general condition. Looks like it's in pretty decent shape. Got one plastic here that looks like it's got the corner broke. Got some playfield wear, but otherwise looks in pretty decent shape. So I definitely was in a smoky bar at one time. You can see I started to clean the top. Here's the back box. I started to clean that, but you come down and it's got quite a bit of nicotine staining. It's the back glass. Aztec. Really looks like it's in really good shape. I mean, a little bit of flaking here in the reds, which is common, but otherwise the colors are all there, so that's good. And I already looked inside. The mechanics look like they're all there. So there's one piece that I'm gonna fix real quick. Well, not super quick, but there's a chunk missing off of the particle board back. And so I'm gonna flip this upside down here on this furniture blanket here, and I'll show you how I fix that. All right, so here's what I do to fix this. You can see this damage here. It happens when people slide it in and out of their truck, catch on something and just rip it off. Rather than replacing the whole panel, I've had great success fixing these edges with some fiberglass resin. And so what I do here is I flip the entire cabinet. This is when I first bring it home, is now's your opportunity to do it before you even put it on legs, because once it's on legs, you're probably not gonna want to do this. So just take a few 2x4s stacked up, put it on the lock bar. The glass is still in it, so nothing's fallen. And I made sure to take the coin box out of the, remove any garbage that's in there, get that out. And then I just put a level on it just to check what your slope is. You want it, basically level for this, because fiberglass resin is pretty runny, and that's the whole point. It flows. Just so it's not at a steep angle, you don't want to just set it directly on the ground. That's the point of the 2x4s. Anyhow, so the nice thing about fiberglass resin is it doesn't stick to painter's tape. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bridge. I'm just going to tape over this spot, but not sticking it to the broken particle board. And then same thing here. See how it's raised up, beyond what the base of the cabinet is. So I'm going to create a dam with a piece of wood here. So I'll take two pieces. So I'll tape to make it kind of so it doesn't run past the boards. Kind of acts as a sealer. And then I'll clamp these boards in, and the idea is to fill it all the way up so it fills that entire cavity, and then you can sand it once it's hardened. So let me get this prepped. I do have some pipe clamps as well and some hand clamps, so I'll get this all prepped and then show you what it looks like before I put the resin in. So here is how to put the painter's tape on. You just kind of stretch it across, and I overlapped, you know, several pieces. So basically you're creating where you want this whole dam to be. And so when I stretch it across, I tack it on the good parts of the wood. I just run my finger along the edge of the break, and then I lightly will tack each layer together across the side so it's, you know, fairly taut there. This is a pretty wide span, so I'm gonna support it, because when I fill this up, it's actually gonna push out, kind of bow out. So that's why I have the support. If this was just a small, you know, little spot that was broken off, I could get away with just doing a piece of tape like this. For this piece, I just wrapped a bit of tape on the edge of this board, kind of created a little dam on each edge. And notice the bevel. So I have a bevel here. So I'm gonna, when I pour this stuff in, I want it to fill all the way up to the top here, and hopefully not run out the ends here and get all over the bottom of the cabinet. So let me get this clamped up, and then I'll show you how I mix up the fiberglass. All right, I'm to the point of mixing up this fiberglass resin. As you can see, the pipe clamps going across here. Big reason why I have these, I have a couple of different sizes, and this is one of the reasons I use it. Even sometimes you'll have like the joints that might need re-gluing, so highly recommend having some pipe clamps if you're going to be working on old pinball machines. So anyway, got this all clamped up, a couple boards, and the tape here. So with this fiberglass resin, general rule is just you dump a pool onto a piece of cardboard here, and I'm going to mix up a few batches of this because it does get pretty runny. I have to mix it around, see how it kind of forms a pancake. Then you take the hardener, and you just want to do sort of a few drips across like that. And then see how the cardboard kind of has a channel here, so I'll mix it up and then I'll bend the cardboard and pour it in. So I don't have enough hands, but I'm going to mix it up and then I'll show you when it's poured in there. All right, here's the end result. I ended up mixing 4 kind of pancake sized puddles of this fiberglass resin. You can see I poured it in all the way up to where I taped. You see it gets a little bit messy, and if you drip where you don't want to, just get a rag and clean it up pretty quick, because this stuff is sticky and it will dry pretty hard, or really hard. It's not super quick. This will be about 24 hours before you can sand it. You can see, get all the way to the edge here. Same thing over here. That's where it's kind of important that you level it. So I might need to tilt this a little bit to the right so it's good and level, because it's going to flow to whichever side is going downhill. But other than that, this is good to sit. But so 24 hours from now, I will take the clamps off, and then that's the opportunity to sand it smooth. And if you want to paint it to help it blend in more, you certainly can. It'll kind of have like a wood tone to it. Since, you know, this is a white back, I'll probably end up painting it a little bit. But there we go. That's how we fix the cabinets. Okay, here's the last bit here. It's actually already hardened up. I removed the clamps. So now I just need to remove the board here. Looks like a little bit creeped under the tape a little bit. That's okay. I can sand that out. No big deal, but you can see I now have an edge, which is great. Goes all along here. I'll just get rid of that tape, but this should peel off nicely, I hope. Fairly nice. There we go. So, you know, not perfectly flat. As I said, that was gonna bow out a little bit with the tape, but it's not terrible. Looks like a little bow at the bottom. Still a bit tacky. So I'll let this, it's hardened, but it's not cured. So I might even try to take a little razor blade to this, see if I can get that up before it's truly hardened up. But yeah, so there we go. That's how I repair the back of a pinball game.